Hello, I'm Brianda from Brisbane, your host for Fast Fiction Podcasts. Welcome to the last day of 2020. Like many programs being aired right now, we thought we would have a short reprise of the year that has just passed us by. And for those of you wonderful regulars, you may like to see if you can remember which shows they came from.
Oh God, I feel bad. I need my pills. You sure there are none left?
I'm looking for them now.
Janice Templeton checked her watch against the chimes of the grandfather clock in the hall as she flushed 9 of the little heart savers down the toilet. It had been 24 hours since his last dose. It shouldn't be long now. I learnt about mortality in school when our first grade teacher went crazy. Of course, for at least a decade after the war, World War II, life everywhere was a little crazy. Just like the before and after COVID, we were all trying to find a new normal.
Terrible news about Ace, isn't it? Barry Altman, the guy you were talking with a few weeks ago. I knew him as Ace. We were both members of the same club down south. Once, he got an ace in one. He never stopped bragging about it. That's why he got the title Ace. But then, what with the heavy drinking, he was always in debt. He became known as Ace in a Hole.
With trembling hands, she moved back to the telephone and rang a familiar number. After 3 rings, a bright female voice answered. Medical Centre, Karen speaking. May I help you?
Hello, Karen. Is Dr. Ramsey there, please?
I'm sorry. Dr. Ramsey is in surgery, but he should be out in half an hour. Who shall I say called? The woman hesitated a moment before answering.
Tell him it's Miss Young.
Certainly, Miss Young. Has he your contact number?
Yes, he has. And Karen, tell him it's urgent. Tell him my problem has returned.
Oh, well, Kitty J. King, I can't believe it. You really did it. You followed me right into the grave.
Yes, I really did it. Thank you for dying first, Alex. It made choosing my own plot so easy for me. Oh, loved your funeral, by the way. It was just like a British movie. All those black umbrellas and tailored suits. It made me tear up for a moment. I made a couple of good contacts. Funerals are such good networking opportunities.
It was tasteful. I thought I covered everything. Yours, on the other hand, was interesting. Who was that man with the tuba?
Oh, that was Barry, an old friend. He takes it with him everywhere. Poor dear. It's his therapy tuba.
Did you write the sermon?
Of course not. But I thought that having the minister remind people that I was your biographer was a nice touch. Everyone was delighted to see us joined in death. Best buddies?
Until that moment, I didn't realize that the dead could shudder.
Focus, Helen. These are your family members. They'll understand. Great Uncle Rufus. Rufus Allen, born in Watertown, June the 27th, 1874, died in January the 19th, 1924.
John Allen, born in Belfast, August 9th, 1848, died in September 2nd, 1924. Wow, what a find! These graves are perfect. Everything I hoped for.
Dorothea D. Allen, born in Watertown, June the 2nd, 1890, died in Cambridge, March the 25th, 1958.
Anna Winter Page, widow of John Allen, born in Watertown, June 25th, 1864, died in Cambridge, September 13th, 1939. Oh, sorry, are you okay?
Yes, I'm perfectly fine. Do I know him?
It's all my fault. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going. These gravestones are fascinating, aren't they?
Are you related?
No, not at all. Are you?
Yes. A generation down, of course. Why are you here if you're not one of us?
I love that. One of us. A real sense of belonging, of rootedness.
Unfortunate turn of phrase. They're planted, but I'm not.
Oops, sorry again. I'm researching my master's thesis.
Aha! A scholar on the hoof. How heartwarming. And what's the subject of your work?
Okay, which one of you three called the pig?
one of them asked, brandishing his .38.
I did, officer.
Tootie said demurely.
This broad was harassing me, and Big Eddie kindly came to my rescue.
She looked at me as if I was a social disease.
Then she took out her gun and shot him in the face. The gun is right there.
She pointed to my pristine, fingerprinted gun now on the floor beside the corpse. With that, I began to tear at my shirt and was just going for my pants when the gun-happy cop grabbed me.
Okay, smart arse. This ain't no show and tell class. Don't add desecration of a public place to the rap.
Far from it, I said. Then I unclasped the miniature cameras I had secured behind my ornate gold tie pin, and the other one from my belt buckle. Then I showed him the miniature tape recorder attached to my shade. I think you'll find the evidence you need, officer. Ever since I walked into this dive, I've been recording this setup on my high-frequency digitally mastered So You Wanna Be a Detective kit. The cop grinned and nodded.
Gee, I've seen them advertised on eBay, and if you buy 2, you get a free t-shirt.
The arrival of the cassette, those many years ago, is imprinted on my memory because it arrived on my birthday. Oh, no surprise there. You always remembered everyone's special occasions. Birthdays, anniversaries, all without benefit of a calendar or a diary. I don't know how you did it.
As I walked through the door of the Spicy and Hot nightclub, I could hear the sounds of the Reluctant Virgins all-female rock band playing. They were famous for their brass section. The oral sax player was unbelievable. A full-size Barbie doll was standing at the door, but when I looked more closely, I recognized most of her accessories had once belonged to Pamela Anderson. But hey, I'm not complaining. I like sharing community property. Anyway, her dress was so short it was almost out of sight, her hair out of place, and so was my imagination. I said, "Hi there, dollface. Is this the place for sex, drugs, and rock and roll?" She looked me up and down, noting where I placed my ID, and said,
Well, the sex is DIY, the drugs are BYO, and the music is rhythm and blues.
"That's okay," I said. "I'm Catholic, and whenever I forget the rhythm method, it makes me blue anyhow."
Gee, I wish I had a buck for every time I'd heard that one.
In a few hours, we will ring in a new year, a better year, and that's an easy promise from us here at Fast Fiction. We have new stories and a host of new talented folk to bring them to you. So, see you next year. Thank you.